Good evening. How we doing tonight, Rich?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, good. Gonna talk some Pirate ball. Gonna talk some Steelers, I imagine. Um,
Good.
maybe we shouldn't be playing the hottest team in the league right now, as we were just talking about backstage, but they're showing signs of not slowing down right now. Even though it is August, we still got to get through September. You never know. It takes a team to get hot, and then it takes a team to get cold. So you never know.
Yeah, Milwaukee might not lose another game.
Until that week one series of they go 0-2 and lose in the first round.
I, yeah, man. I'll tell you what, that they're playing great right now. Seattle's won 8 in a row. Um, it's definitely interesting. San Diego's won 5 in a row. Our buddy Jason is he saw it coming, but I'm sure he's crying in his beer that the Dodgers are now in second place.
I saw
Uh,
that.
Yeah, the Padres got a half game lead. Um, and by the way, have you seen the latest addition to the Padres can pitch strand of things? Yu Darvish has channeled his inner Texas Ranger Yu Darvish.
I mean, now it's funny. Like you play for a first place team, and all of a sudden you find rejuvens.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you recall this or not, but he missed the first like 6 weeks of the season with an injury. But since he's come back, he's been okay. But the last 5, 6 weeks, his last 5 or 6 starts, he's been really good. Um, this Padres team is, they were another one like like Seattle that made a bunch of moves at the trade deadline to really improve this team, and
But
you can tell.
we know the windows are closing on Tatis. We know the windows are closing on Machado. You Darvish is getting up there. We know that. This is it. Friday, I imagine it looks like they're off tomorrow, and
Uh-huh.
this is it. They got to make that drive up five to LA, and they got the Dodgers this weekend in Los Angeles. So this is going to be a big make or break series. They did have a 7 spot today in the second inning. They batted around. It looks like I didn't watch the game or see the game, but I'm just looking over notes.
Yeah.
Crazy, but yeah, they're playing good ball. But I mean, you run into a team that needs to win, and right now these Dodgers need to find something.
They do. They do. And the biggest thing they need to find is health. They've got a ton of guys that are still hurt. And until they get those guys back, which from what I gather, a large chunk of them are due back by 1st of September, that'll be great. But how big of a hole are they going to be in before that? But if you look at the San Diego roster, here's a really good one for you. Who are the two youngest position players on the Padres roster? One should be obvious.
I have no idea. I don't pay attention to the
Our, bu-
Dodgers.
our buddy Jackson Merrill. He's only 22. You know who the next youngest guy position player is?
Mason Miller.
Fernando Tatis. Fernando Tatis. He's only 26. Seems like he's been around for 10 years. How scary is that he's only 26? And if he wants to, he's got 10 or 11 more really good years left in him.
He also has a lot of controversy on his belt too.
Yeah.
Stupid
Yeah.
controversy. Let's rephrase that.
Well, yeah. You have a point. But at the same time, I mean, you sit there and look at, I mean, he's not really having a Tatis type of year this year. He's only hitting 266, which I say only, but in this day and age, that's a pretty good batting average. Only 17 homers and 49 ribbies. Um, Now I know he's missed some time. but not that much. He missed a few games, but he's played 118 games. So, he's missed what, about 7 or 8 games? He had that little stretch there that he missed.
And some of them might have been a break even. Day off.
Yeah. But it's just crazy that you look at that roster and he is the second youngest position player on that roster. Almost everybody else is in their 30s.
That's what I was saying backstage. Their window is closing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I might have just said it now too. I'm not sure.
You did. You did. And they dumped a lot of their they got rid of DeVries, who was their number one prospect, and I think number 3 in all of baseball. To make the one deal they made at the trade deadline. And they've got experienced players, they've got veteran players, but you're right. I mean, they got to do it now.
Hey.
Boy, I'd love to see a series with San Diego and Milwaukee.
Would you like to handle that question from the audience?
I did not see it. Let me look. Did we ever stand a chance with the Brewers to begin with? The way they're playing right now, no.
I don't think anyone does right now until this cools down.
Exactly. The only team that might stand a chance against them right now is San Diego. They might have a shot.
If they win it, they do it for you, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like I say,
why they couldn't do it while he was alive, I'm not sure.
Well, but I think that those guys, Brewers, San Diego, NLCS would be very interesting. Major League Baseball will be pulling their hair out of their head, but I think it would be a very fun series, a really well played series.
I'm not talking playoff yet.
Well, but we're coming down the home stretch, man. We got less than a quarter of the season left.
Yeah, we still got another month to go.
We do. But I would venture to say we probably know about half of the playoff teams right now. I mean, you sit and you look at.
Hey, how's it going? All right. Oh, Rich just vanished. Oh, shit. All right. Rich just vanished into thin air.
I don't know what that was.
I looked up and I'm like, where'd it go? I was like, I know we were fooling around with buttons last night, getting solo pages, but you weren't there.
Yeah, no, but no, I mean, you look at the standings right now. I mean, I don't see any way Milwaukee doesn't make it. I don't see any way that Toronto or Detroit don't make it. That kind of a thing. I think we know 3, 4, 5. Philly is definitely in. San Diego is definitely in. If you listen to Jason with what he was talking about last night, he doesn't think the Dodgers are going to even make the playoffs. They've got a 3.5 game cushion right now on the wild card. Jason doesn't even think they're going to do that.
Well, the
It's going
Cubs
to be
are up their
interesting to
ass.
see. Well, yeah, but I mean, those two are the top 2 seeds in the wild cards right now.
Right.
But you've got a 3.5 game gap between the Dodgers and the Reds.
The Reds. What about the Mets?
No, the Mets are in right
How are the
now.
Mets in?
Cincinnati's another team right now that is
How are
playing
the
really
Mets
well.
in? The
The
Mets
Mets
have
are
less
2-8.
games played. The Mets have less game
Yeah,
plays.
they
So that's
do,
why they're in.
and they're 2-8 in their last 10. They have the third wild card spot right now, but they're 2-8 in their last 10. That's not good. In fact, that's the worst record of any of the wild card contending teams over the last 10 games.
I'd rather fall apart now and have a chance to get it all together in a month.
Right. Right. I mean, I don't see any way the Cubs don't make the playoffs. But, I took Cincinnati to win the NL Central. I still think Francona is going to do what needs to be done to get those guys to where they at least make the playoffs. They're not going to catch Milwaukee, obviously, but I think they can get in on a wild card and maybe push out the Mets or the Dodgers. If you listen to Jason, but
Jason had this negativity last year too, so I'm not really.
yeah, and you look at the American League. I mean, Cleveland's only a game out of the final wild card spot that the Yankees have right now. Cleveland's 8-2 in their last 10. The Rangers are the ones that are spitting the bit. They blew one again today. They're up 3-2 going to the top of the ninth, give up 4 in the top of the ninth.
I think we still have a lot of ball. I think we still have a lot of ball left to go for all these
I do
wild card
too.
spots.
I do too. And it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But, at the same time, I think that we're safe in looking at some of these teams are definitely in. Some of them,
Okay.
maybe not. You get a Kansas City, if Kansas City got hot, if St. Louis got hot, they're both 4.5 out of their wild card spots. They can make it interesting. Buccos today, just a continuation of a bad stretch against Milwaukee. Keller only goes 4 innings, gave up 6 runs. Yesterday, Skeens had a bad day. He only went, what, 5? Did he make it 5?
I don't. Yeah, I don't
Um,
even think he made it 5. I really don't. Let me look.
yeah, he was definitely not. He was definitely not Paul Skeens yesterday.
Gave up his first run in the first inning though. This and all these starts this year. Finally,
Yeah, but at the same time, you sit there
he
and
went four strikeouts.
gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it just has not been. It's been
Well,
a weird season.
it doesn't get any easier. We're going down the road to Chicago.
Right, right.
This must be a.
And then
Well, we get a day
hmm,
off, so we get a day to rest. Are they resting in Milwaukee or Chicago?
probably Chicago.
They probably wanted to get the hell out of Milwaukee.
They had a day game today, so yeah, they're probably traveling today and spend tomorrow in
Well, it's also a day game
Chicago.
Friday. It's also a day
But
game Friday.
yep, MLB Network. Um, but when you look at what when we were talking about it earlier, we knew this was that rough stretch in August where they were going to have it was going to be the challenging one where it was the 4 against Cincinnati, 3 at Milwaukee, 3 at Chicago, 3 against Toronto. Um, right now they're 2-5 in the first 7 games of that setup. See what they do with the last 6. You know, tomorrow the ever popular to be announced is pitching for the Pirates. So then Burrows on Saturday, Haney on Sunday. Skeens will go Monday against Gossman in Toronto. That should actually be a pretty decent matchup. And then Keller versus Scherzer on Tuesday. But yeah, that's going to be a rough stretch. And then the Pirates get a little bit of a reprieve after the Toronto series. They get Colorado for 3 at home. They go to St. Louis for 4. And then they've got the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde of Major League Baseball, the Boston Red Sox, to close out the month. Those guys either look really good or really bad. There's not an in between. I don't have the faintest idea of what. I mean, I know right now, if I remember correctly, right now they're in the wild card.
Who, the
But
Red Sox?
yeah,
Yeah, they're up by 2 games on the Yankees.
yeah. So I mean, but they'll go and they'll have a really nice run, and then they'll go and completely wet the bed for a week and a half. Um,
Hmm.
so and boy, Cincinnati had a big win today, 8-0 against Philly. They just put the whipping on Philly. Which is those are games that if you can win those, that's a
It
good thing.
doesn't get
That's a
any
real good
easier,
thing.
Rich. We go LA and then we go Milwaukee. It does not get any easier.
No, 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 no. But what I'm saying is we got that little bit of a reprieve between Toronto and the end of the month. Because you got Colorado, you got St. Louis, and then you've got Boston.
You just mentioned St. Louis is 4 games out of a wild card. You don't think they're going to be playing?
St. Louis is not playing well at all.
I'm just
They're
saying. You
very
said they were 4 back
sporadic.
of a wild card. You just said they were 4 back of a wild card.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm not
doesn't
really
scare,
counting
but that
this.
doesn't scare me. When you're talking about a team that's on a 12-game winning streak, when you're talking about a team like the Cubs, the way they've played all year at Wrigley, and then you're talking about Toronto, who has the best record in baseball. Okay, I'm scared of those. I'm not scared of St. Louis.
See what it looks like when they
They
get here.
they
When we
can
get
beat
there,
St. Louis. They can beat St. Louis. I can tell Josh right now. Like we talked about when he put that question up there. Pirates weren't the way Milwaukee's playing right now. The Pirates had zero chance, even with Skeens on the mound, of winning anything in that series. They're just playing that well right now.
right?
It's just a good thing they didn't have Seattle right behind them. That could you imagine if they would have gone from playing 3 against Milwaukee to 3 against Seattle, who's won 8 in a row? I mean, two hottest teams in baseball. Blah blah.
Be great.
But
Hmm.
and I don't talking about the Pirates though. I mean, I don't understand what in the hell they're doing with all this flip flop and fly with the lineup and all that kind of stuff. Um, I don't get it. I really don't. And would somebody please go buy Ronnie Simon a couple of Permane sandwiches, please?
Well, now all of a sudden, like Bubba Chandler, he wants out too.
Bubba Chandler hasn't shown anything.
He wants out.
He can want out all he wants.
I'm just saying, like he
Yeah.
should be up here. He should be given a shot.
Who are you going to send down?
After this series, everybody.
Okay.
I get it. I get it. I mean, I'm a Bubba Chandler fan. I want to see him stay, but I think he's going to be gone.
I don't. I think he probably is in the rotation next season.
I don't know. Bob Nutting is such a fucking joke.
Well, and that is true. But when you sit there and you look at this team, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're going to keep Haney around. They've
I don't
already
think they're
gotten
going to
rid of
keep anyone. They
Falter.
want to lower the cap. They want to lower the payroll. They want to. I don't know if this has come
But I
from Major
mean,
League Baseball to try and force a cap. I don't know. I have no idea. Like I started thinking that like is this coming from down from Mansford to try and get the Pirates to do all this stupid shit to create a cap. And like I keep saying, they cannot create a cap in baseball. They can't do it. These players on too long contracts. They do it on purpose so they can't create a cap. That's why they do it.
well, I mean, you could still create one. it would just have a whole lot of grandfathering to it. What they need is a floor.
Yeah.
They
So
need
we
a
can stop
floor
Bob
more than they need
Nutting.
a cap, where it says, okay, your team must spend at least $100 million a year, or whatever that number is. I'm just using 100 million as a round number.
Yeah, they keep trying to get a cap, but I think you're right. They need a floor, so Bob Nutting has to spend money on his fucking team.
Yeah, I'm not as concerned about a cap. I would want to see a floor, because if you look at, I think there's 3 or 4 teams that are under 100 million this year. I think. Let me look. Total payroll. There's more than I thought.
There's
Cleveland,
five,
Tampa, Pittsburgh, White Sox, A's, and Marlins.
six.
So there's 6 teams under 100 million.
And Jose Ramirez is probably the big payload on that team now that Clase is probably never going to play again.
Yeah. I and to be honest, if I remember right, for what he is worth, Ramirez is a bargain. He's making
He took the
19.
home. He took the hometown discount.
Yeah, he's making 19. He's a bargain.
He took the hometown discount.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking, if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's a Hall of Famer. He's 10 years in. Um, Santana is 12 million, and then it's 4 million or less the rest of the way through.
Right. There's two people, and that's it. Well,
Huh.
Clase, I think, was at 8.
He's not on here.
Right. But I think he was at
So,
8
oh,
whenever
okay,
that
here we
was
go. Clase was 5,
5.
4.9.
He was still a deal, too.
Um, yeah, yeah. But when you look at the teams, that are under 100, obviously Cleveland is very close. They're at 97. Miami Miami is at 66, but they
Well,
also have, like,
rookie
I, I
contracts.
think they're I think they're the youngest team in the league. No, they're not. They're second youngest. Washington is the youngest at an average age of 26. Then Colorado at 26.2, who's spending 122 million, and then Miami at 26.6. And I mean, their payroll, you're looking at, your big bucks is Alcantara. Period. End of story. Alcantara is 17 million of that 66. The next guy is 3.
Oh,
So
we lost our center fielder for 7 days, too.
yeah, yeah, on concussion protocol. Which, does that mean they put Pagero out there for a little bit? Do they run Canario out there? I don't know that Canario's a center fielder.
Oh, they're going to have to do something.
So he may have lost a little bit off his fastball, but Kutch is still smart enough. He could play center.
Why not? Send them out there. Why not?
It's a lot worse.
I know, but this 7-day concussion thing, that could turn into like a Sidney Crosby thing, and all of a sudden the whole season's over.
Well, I mean, the concussion deal,
And they might want to shut him down, too.
the concussion thing isn't something to play with.
No, I'm just saying they
And
might shut him down.
they might. They might. He is the absolute worst hitter in baseball since June 1st. Um, that's statistical fact.
Right.
Um, so I don't know that it would be a major issue if they shut him down. I tell you what, I would like to see, though, and whether they put Kutch out there, whether they put Canario out there, whatever. I just need them to stop playing 52 pickup with these positions. You got rid you a lot of guys are not built like Izzy, where you can go any position any day. Ezekiel Duran with the Rangers. He played right today. He played third the day before yesterday. Played first over the weekend. He can go all over the field and it doesn't matter. But when you've got guys on this Pirates team, where Triolo's bouncing around, Piguero's bouncing around, Gonzalez is bouncing around. No. As you sit right this second, your best third baseman is Triolo. And I don't think there's much argument on
No,
that.
they keep trotting Izzy out there. Maybe they'll put Izzy in center now.
The only concern I would have with Izzy in center is the arm. He's got a decent arm. I don't think he's got a center field arm.
Oh, we're gonna have to make a call downtown. See who they got.
Yeah, I mean, could he do it? Yeah, he could. I mean, I think you've seen over watching him throughout the course of the season. He could play pretty much anywhere.
He's a platoon guy. Oh my gosh. Platoon. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Platoon guy.
Right. And the funny part is he came up as a catcher.
Well, we learned he had to play other positions real quick.
Yeah. But he came up with the Rangers as a catcher, and somebody got hurt, and he had to play third for a while. I'm trying to remember if it was Beltre or if it was right after Beltre retired. It might have been Beltre that got hurt, and he had to play third for a week or two, and played really well, and then turned around and they needed him to play second for a little bit. Okay. He was catching a couple days a week, playing second a couple days a week, and then he just snowballed. Then he ends up winning the Gold Glove. So that's shortstop. So, but yeah, I mean, there needs to be a floor. There really does. I have zero. I'm not as concerned about the cap, like I say. They need a floor. For some teams, the Pirates are only 17 million away from 100. So it's not like they've got to, mortgage the farm to get to that number. The other problem is, of the 7 lowest payrolls, the Pirates are the oldest team at 28. For what that's worth.
Nothing. It's hard to look into. It's hard to go, yeah, we're going to be good when you got an owner that comes out and says, I'm not spending any more money on this. I mean, MLB should have heard that and been like, what? What's going on here? I don't know if you could force the sell of the team to someone to keep them here, keep us here. Someone that wants to see a winning baseball in Pittsburgh. We know it's exciting. We know it's fun. People are into it. But watching this, it's tough. I mean, tough, Rich. It is really, really hard. When that's your only baseball team, except for the one that was right up 90 and right up over there on the lake. I mean, that's our closest other team. And don't get me wrong, I'm a Cleveland guy. I like Cleveland. I have nothing against them. I have Indian stuff. So, I mean, I grew up on the lake. So, of course, I grew up listening to 90s Cleveland baseball on the radio. And we didn't get KDK up there, and I lived my summers up there. So, of course, I grew up listening to Indians baseball.
Sure. Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
saying,
it's and I'm not saying that he's right in what he's doing. Nutty. I'm not saying he's right in what he's doing. But they've got to. They need to spend something more than what they're doing now. They've got to get some quality vets in there. You know, if they were, if they were, if they were going to go get guys, and that's where part of the problem is too
they're
with
not.
the
We
free
already
agent.
talked about this. There's nothing good except for Pete Alonso.
Pretty much, and it's going to cost an arm, leg, and 3 feet
Right.
to get him. So I don't know.
Gosh, don't feel bad. I got a Pirates tattoo when they lost 112. So, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I've been a fan of Pirates my whole life too. So,
yeah, I have been too.
and
Um,
it's hard to watch. Just like watching the
it
Steelers
is.
in the '80s, that was hard to watch.
Yes, it was.
Even the early
Yes,
'90s was hard to watch.
it was.
Like after the Super Bowl run, you had to watch from the what was that '95 on till almost I don't even know. But yeah, it was hard to watch.
Oh, there
Exciting.
was a couple of stretches there that was rough.
I'm just like I said, I'm just glad we weren't here from 33 to 69.
Well, that's true too. But I
I don't even
lived
know how they
through
still had a
the
team.
yeah. I mean, I lived through the Cliff Stout era and the Bubby Brister era and the Neil O'Donnell era and all that kind of good garbage. The
So
Tommy
did
Maddox
you
era.
so would you be excited, Rich, if they brought him in or no?
Who?
Number 13. OBJ.
As a number, yeah, I mean, as a number two, he's probably the best you got. Um, I
He's
don't know
been
what he's got
teasing.
left.
He's been teasing it all day, apparently. I didn't see any of
I
it,
don't.
but
I don't know what he's got left.
I don't
I
either.
saw a depth chart. I saw a depth chart the other day that had your boy Wilson as number 5 on the depth chart at receiver.
Because that's because Tomlin don't like him.
Had Austin at 2,
I
Woods
like
at
him.
3.
That's my boy, just to let you
Um,
know.
huh?
That's my real boy, number 19.
Yeah, Calvin Austin.
Yeah. Roman Wilson
No,
has
I just
never been one of my guys. I'm not a Michigan fan, so really hard. But he looks like a good football player. Just he's not a Steeler. For some reason, Tomlin doesn't appreciate him.
the one thing that I've noticed about Wilson, the little bit that I've seen him play, because he hasn't played a huge amount. Roman Wilson is not tough. You know what I mean?
No, I
He
mean,
avoids hits. He won't lower his shoulder and take somebody on and that kind of deal. And that's not. You're right. That's not Steeler football. Um,
I'm Ward.
which is well, yeah, and that's part of why I think Metcalf is going to fit so well because he has zero complaints about running somebody's smooth ass over. He gives zero cares, and that's the kind of guy that you could you imagine if Hines Ward was DK Metcalf size?
I would
That's the
love to
one and
see.
only thing.
I would
That's the
love to
one
see
only thing
them
that
two
kept
play
Hines
together.
Ward.
Jesus, I
Yeah,
would
but that's
love
the
to see
one and
it.
only thing. Yeah. If you could have had Hines and Metcalf play together, good night, nurse.
And run. I mean, we talk about pass, but we even put Charles Johnson in the slot. or put Ward in the slot if we're living in the past a little bit.
Well, hell, before he went bananas, put Antonio Brown in the slot.
Best, yeah. Antonio Brown was probably our best receiver in the last, probably this century. Let's go that route. Because Hines Ward was good, but Brown, Brown was good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And of course, Brown understudied with Ward. So, Ward took him under his wing and groomed him. But yeah, Antonio Brown, when he played well, when he was playing well, best receiver in football. One
Best
of, if
receiver in
not the
football.
best. Huh?
Best receiver in football. Absolutely.
Yeah. But then whenever that last year in Pittsburgh, and then his world tour of New England and Oakland and Tampa, and wasn't there someplace
Throwing
else and all
sofas
that?
out of a 7-story building.
Yeah, I mean, he
That
just
was kind of
completely
like
went.
the start of it all there.
Yeah, he just kind of went bananas, and
And that hit
it's
by Burkett killed him.
maybe.
Maybe. I never seen Antonio Brown laid out before. Like that.
Yeah,
That hit did something to him that really messed up his world.
yeah. I mean, it was not good. Very not good.
So Rich, which quarterback would you rather have on your team, Skylar Thompson or Shador Sanders? I mean, Cleveland was
Oh,
praising
Skylar Thompson all day long.
them. Oh my gosh. I was like, they played nobody, just like the Steelers played nobody. And it was just horrible all weekend long. I just happened to be up the cottage. They're like, Sanders 2 touchdowns, and I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, against nobody, and they're not really playing
Well,
defense.
but I talked about this last night on open mic. Skylar Thompson showed me something Saturday. He showed me that he knows the system. He showed me that he knows how to handle that offense. I don't care if he's playing with the third string or if he's playing with the starters. I don't care.
I like
Because
Skylar Thompson in Miami.
if he knows the system like the back of his hand, which it sure looked like he did on Saturday, the way he handled everything, and if he can handle things that way, chain line schemes, all that kind of stuff, that's a big deal. And he impressed me from that standpoint. He also threw a couple of balls that were really nice. That again, I don't care if he's throwing against starters or third team guys, they were nice throws. But just the simple fact of how he ran the offense, I was really impressed with that. Does that mean he's going to be the starter? Of course not. Does it mean that makes him a viable backup? Absolutely. Absolutely. Makes him my number 3.
What happens when he comes back?
When who comes back?
Well, Howard.
Oh, Howard's going to be your 2.
I know you hate Mason, but he's going to be our number 2.
I don't think so.
I bet you
I
Skylar
hope
Thompson
not.
doesn't make. I bet you Skylar Thompson gets sent down to taxi squad when Howard comes
He
back.
might. And to be honest, if he gets put on taxi squad, he's gone.
He's going to get picked up.
Somebody will pick him up. Hell, Cleveland will pick him up.
Right, for having 6 quarterbacks. Right.
But Josh, how many times did I bring this up to everybody over the last 6 months?
Dude, don't tell me Quinn Ewers is horrible, right? He's on my fantasy team. Well, don't ruin my day right now.
Sorry, dude. I told
Now
you
now I have
Quinn Ewers
let
sucks.
me tell you something, Rich. I now have 0 quarterbacks on that team.
How did
I
you do
now
that?
have 0 quarterbacks on that fantasy team because Jordan Love got hurt today. I know it was a minor
He had to have
procedure.
that. He had on his non-throwing hand, and he'll be ready for the regular season.
We'll see. Still scares me.
That was his non-throwing hand. Come on.
I get it, but it still makes you nervous.
Jordan Love's going to be fine.
Um,
By the way, speaking of the Green Bay Packers, my boy Matthew Golden, how about that? How about what he's doing?
I don't understand why that shoe got sent into Canton today. It doesn't even count. They sent the ball and the shoe into Canton for a field goal that doesn't even count. I don't understand this. When does like Trevon Henderson, all of a sudden is he like the greatest kick returner now because he had a 70-yard return? I don't understand this. Why are they praising these preseason guys?
Well,
The stats don't count.
okay. They may not count, but especially in that field goal, it was a 70 freaking yard field goal that was
Doesn't
good
matter.
by 2 yards.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't
The
count.
kid very well might make the team because of that leg. If you can
Well,
show that kind
good.
of
Then let him
power,
make one in the regular season and send his shit to Canton.
I understand. But what I'm saying is he taking the chance at the 70-yarder first off,
Right, but
and then
it
he makes
doesn't
it.
count. If you're gonna let
I
that count, you
realize
might as well
for
send. If that doesn't
no,
count, you
no,
might as well just send Shador Sanders 2 touchdown balls to Canton too.
no. I get that for regular season purposes, it doesn't count.
But why did it
But
get sent to
for
Canton?
because technically it is the longest field goal in an NFL game,
That doesn't
exhibition
count.
included.
Whatever.
But the other part of it is, like I say, that kind of leg, he may have just earned himself a spot on that team. Or I can guarantee you, if he doesn't make it in Jacksonville, he's going to make it. He's going to get a shot someplace else.
Right. I get it. I get it. He showed off his
So,
leg. I get it. But it doesn't
yeah.
need to be in Canton. It doesn't count for anything.
Well, but then the Travion Henderson thing, we all know. Anybody that has any knowledge of anything in the NFL knows
It's
that
one of the
Travion
hardest things to
Henderson
do
is
is
going to be
return a
split.
kick nowadays.
Right, and he's going to be splitting time. He and Ramondre Stevenson are going to split time. But the
Right.
Patriots coaching staff now knows that they can put him back there to return kicks, and he can make an impact in the game with returning kicks as well as a running back. Okay, you find these things out. That's why you do the preseason games, so you can find these other things out. It's not necessarily for the purpose of putting any numbers up, but to see if guys can do certain things. Travion Henderson proved he can run a kickback and do it well and find a hole and find a wedge and go. So, that's something that Vrabel and his staff have got to feel very confident about. Just like we were talking about Skylar Thompson. We know Skylar Thompson now knows that Steelers offense. So if he had to go in there, he knows the offense. It's not one of those cases where you're throwing somebody in there and it's a deer in headlights. He knows the offense. It may not make much of a difference and it may never come into play. But at the same time, he knows the offense. It's those little things, man.
I get it.
That's what makes the difference.
I get it, but I just didn't understand the whole Canton thing for preseason
I
stats.
really
It don't
didn't
make shit.
either.
It don't make
Yeah, I
sense.
really didn't either.
Um,
But
we did sign another tight end today. I guess they got rid of Harvey, the other tight end, the rookie.
you've only got like 9 tight ends on this team.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens here.
as we sit right this second, there are let's see, to go along with our 5 quarterbacks, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tight ends.
And one on IR. Two on IR.
Well, they're showing Hayward, Washington, Smith, Galbraith, Fryermuth, Folsch, and and Folsch.
Well, don't forget Parham's on the IR towards
Oh, that's
ACL.
true. Arms on. Yeah.
And then I guess we didn't cut that Davy guy. He went on the IR. I thought.
Well, they're just showing on the active roster. That's all I'm looking at is the active roster.
Gotcha.
But as it sits, we have 6 tight ends, and they actually list Hayward as a tight end / fullback.
And then Cam Hayward might sit. His cold contract issue.
I don't know. I don't know. I've got a hard time believing that he's gonna sit. I really do. I have a hard time believing that.
We'll see. It said he was sitting out today on Steelers report.
Well, I mean, he may sit out training camp, and he may, he wasn't going to play in the exhibition games anyway. So, it may just be an excuse for him to be able to take it easy until the season starts. I'm sure he's going through conditioning and that, but, I really don't see it being a situation. I really don't.
Caleb Johnson, what do you have? 8 for 22.
Yeah, something like that. I mean,
I don't think he played much actually. Played maybe 6 series.
if that
If
much.
that much.
I don't think he played the whole first half.
Didn't sound like it.
The one thing that I am, let's see, what do we got here? No, I want preseason.
Rich, I broke down all my schedules last night with those games, right?
Say again?
I did a full schedule AFC East last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so now I just got to follow that through all the way through on every team.
Yeah.
So I will have a full schedule. And yes, I did have us losing to the Bills and the Jets. I think we lose week 1. I just do. I just think we lose week 1.
Well, Caleb rushed for 20 yards, by the way.
It wasn't 20. I thought it was 22 yards.
Lou Nichols III was our leading rusher with 31 yards.
Woo! That's some Steeler football there, baby.
Oh, yeah. But, it is preseason game number 1. But yeah, when I looked at the Steelers schedule at the beginning of the season, I had 10-7.
We didn't get there yet, Rich. Save it.
So, I didn't give, that's what I had then when I first looked at it. I haven't really looked at it again since, but
I also have us losing to the Bills because the Bills have 10 days off before they play us that week at home.
Well, and I would also look at us losing to the Bills simply because the Bills are that good.
I was just saying they have 10 days off, so you're giving Josh Allen an extra 3 days.
Right. But, when you sit there and you look at it.
And this is all barring injury, of course.
Right. But I really think that this is Buffalo's conference to lose, not just division. I think this is Buffalo's conference.
I didn't get there yet. I have them at 12-5, so I didn't have them at 13 or 14 like you guys.
I had them at 13.
Right. I have them at 12-5. What did I have them?
I had them at 12 or 13. And the one The one game that honestly I was kind of either here nor there about was Pittsburgh.
I have them
Um,
losing. I have them losing to the Chiefs, the Bucks, the Cincinnati Bengals, then the Eagles. Was it the Jets because they had the division in hand? They can play nobodies.
you've got them losing at home to Philly.
I do.
Wow. Okay. I got you.
You know that's why we draw it out on paper, Rich.
No, I understand. I do. But see, I've got them being undefeated going to their bye week.
I have them
I got them at
undefeated and
6-0
losing to
for.
Kansas. I have them losing to Kansas City.
I have them losing to Kansas City for what?
That's their first loss. That's their first loss.
That's the first loss I have for them. I have them losing to
The
Houston.
Bucks.
Uh-uh. I'm losing to Houston. I'm losing to Cincinnati, and I had them losing. This is the one that only because of the situation and all that. I had them losing at New England.
Well, maybe that was my other game.
And then, like I say, Pittsburgh was the coin flip. Do they win 12? Do they win 13? Um,
When I saw 10 days off, it really threw me into Buffalo's corner.
yeah,
But
but we are
I
playing
haven't even looked at it yet. So I haven't even looked at our
right.
schedule yet. So
Well, but we are playing that game at Heinz, and yes, it's still Heinz Field. For
absolutely,
all of you
I know that game's
Acrisure
at Hounds.
people out there, it's Heinz Field.
Right. I might have to say Heath Miller.
I'm going to go Eric Green.
Getting caught with Michael Irvin in the week of the Super Bowl, huh?
I'm going to go Eric Green and then Heath Miller.
See, I like Heath Miller a lot. I like Heath Miller.
Oh yeah, Heath was one of my dad's favorites. My
Dude,
dad's two favorites on that team was him and Brett Kiesel.
weird. Eric Green was a really good tight end though, but I just liked Heath better.
Yeah, I wish Green would have had a better quarterback thrown to him.
Maybe a better quarterback would have been throwing wide receivers though, and not tight end like the other guys.
Well, I thought that Eric Green could have been another Antonio Gates if he had the right quarterback thrown to him. Just bigger. And Antonio Gates is a big guy, but Eric Green was 6'7".
He's huge, huge.
Antonio Gates is like 6'4". But I really thought he could be another Antonio because he had those receiver hands.
Oh, he sure did.
But Heath Miller was that possession receiver that if it was 3rd and 7, he'd run that 8-yard hook or an 8-yard across, and bip, there it is. There's your first down. Count on it.
They knew where to find him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I go Heath Miller for
He
sure.
he was a lesser version of Jason Witten.
Correct.
He was never the main artery. Everybody knows Witten was Romo's main artery. So, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting what we did last night. I knew the divisional picks at the top were all going to be the same. I would have been blown away if any of us would have said somebody besides Buffalo at the top.
The only one
It
I
was
thought
the
that might
other
have
three.
the only one that I thought might have like said that was Dylan. Just because
Yeah.
Jamie was there and he loves trying that shit out there.
Well, and I mean, I don't even think it's going to be close. I mean, I think we're talking 3-game gap.
I still think the Jets get 10 wins. I think they're our surprise team.
I got them winning 9. I got them going 9-8. I got New England going 8-9, and then I got Miami winning, I think, 3.
I have Miami beating the Patriots in the last game of the year to not make the playoffs.
Mm.
I started looking
Conceivable
at
though.
scenarios. I started looking at scenarios and shit. I don't know.
It is conceivable though. I mean, and I like the way that they've done it now with the last couple of weeks being divisional games.
Yeah, they finally
Um,
solved that problem.
they solved that a few years ago. Um, and like this year for the Steelers, it could very easily be that game is for the division with the Steelers in Baltimore. Um, if the Steelers can catch some lightning in a bottle, if Baltimore has some issues, um, but it's good. A lot of people are talking about other divisions. I still think the AFC North is the best division in football.
That's because we're in it. That's because we're in it. We follow it more. We talk about it more.
Well, no, I think it's because you have 3 teams that could legitimately win the conference.
Okay.
I mean, realistically, if Cincinnati plays the way Cincinnati can play, they
If
can
they
win
don't,
the they can win the conference.
you mean if they
If
don't start
Pittsburgh's
playing after week
defense,
4?
well, yeah, they got to play. They got to start playing week 1. If the Steelers defense does what it should do, and if old man River behind center does what there's a shot of that. Cleveland ain't going nowhere. But I don't know of many other divisions you could say that about. Maybe the NFC North, maybe. But I would say you only have 2 teams you could say that about. AFC West, you only got 2 teams you can say. There's not maybe the NFC East, maybe. I mean, if you really want to go way out in left field and give the Cowboys any credit, um,
You mean with all their
but
fights already?
yeah, yeah. And guess who's been in the center of some of that stuff?
I'm not talking about that guy right now.
Uh huh. Our buddy Pickens. Uh huh. It may not go till week 6. I told you that. But I just really think that the AFC North is the only division that has 3 teams that can legitimately win their conference. So
We'll hear about that in a couple weeks.
yeah, yeah. But there's going to be a lot of, and that's something that I want to bring up on open mic. As we get closer to the season, what is your biggest question that you want answered this season?
Gotcha.
Because there's a lot of them out there.
There sure is.
JJ McCarthy legit? Can
No,
Aaron Rodgers lead? Can Aaron Rodgers lead the Steelers? Um, can Joe Burrow play the outside? The first 4 weeks. Can the Bengals play the first 4 weeks of the season? What's Patrick Mahomes going to do this year with not the same line that he's had protecting him and things of that nature? Um, you know, can Denver repeat what they did last year and even be better? Can Houston bounce back? There's a lot of questions. Who's going to be the? Here's an even better one for you. Who in the hell is going to quarterback the Colts? you know, uh, I think there's a lot. Will Tua make it through the season? I
no,
mean, it's all over the place. There's a ton of questions that are out there. It'll be real interesting to see what everybody says in terms of what question they want to see answered this season.
right?
But I guess the Dodgers are pissed. 3-0, top of the first and second.
Well, they had to wake up. They're playing San Diego Friday.
You know, they're whipping Kyle Hendricks right now. 8 batters in the first inning.
Yeah, when these Dodgers finally decide to play ball, maybe they're listening to Jay on our podcast.
Maybe so. Strike 3. So the Dodgers put 8 up there in the first inning, score 3. Okay.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Yep. But yeah, man, the Pirates season, hopefully we're gonna have a whole lot better week to talk about next week.
It doesn't sound like it though.
But it may not. Yeah, it's very possible it won't be, because they do have 3 against the Cubs this weekend in Chicago, and then 3 against Toronto. And then it kind of it kind of calms down a little bit for a couple
For
of
6
weeks.
games, 8 games.
Yeah, you got 6 games in the next 7 days. Man,
No, I meant like you said, the Cardinals are bad. When we got the Rockies, Cardinals, then we go back to LA.
yeah, you got LA at home, Milwaukee at home, but then you've got bad teams again for a little while with at Baltimore and at Washington. Then you go Cubs, A's, Cincinnati, and then what in the world happened to Atlanta to close out the season? But yeah, man, the way it's going right now, I would be happy with 2-4 for the next week.
Oh man, it doesn't sound good, but I'll take 2 wins.
AFC South, NFC West.
San Francisco, Seattle, Arizona. What's the other fucking West team?
The Rams.
Oh yeah, Los Angeles. Yeah.
Yep, and then Indy, Houston, Jacksonville, and Tennessee.
Right.
I'm hearing a lot of really positive things about Cam Ward coming out of Titans camp.
I haven't heard one thing, but I'm sure I'll look it up.
I've read 3 or 4 stories and listened to a few different people talking in that. And they've sounded really good, really positive about the way he's come in and learning the system and all that kind of deal. I don't know. We'll
They're not
see.
gonna talk. They're not gonna talk bad about it.
Well, but they would talk about if he was struggling and that kind of
Oh
thing.
shit, we do. We have two. We have 2 people next week, huh? Hoss and Dylan.
Yeah. See, I had completely forgotten about Haas talking about Houston. I was focusing on New Orleans for him.
Right.
But yeah, so we'll do those 2, and then you know, I figure the last week we'll do the AFC North.
Okay.
Save the best for last, right?
It's our show. We do what we want.
No, I don't. I don't think he's going to go that far. I really don't think he's going to go that far. He might, but I don't.
I haven't even broken any of this down yet. I haven't even started.
Well,
But you,
their schedule's weird, man. You sit there and you look at it, because I was looking at it for stuff from my Georgia radio station, because Jacksonville is only about 3 hours from Albany, Georgia. And so we're going to do a ticket giveaway for the Jags and the Chiefs game.
oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but regular season, they've got Carolina, Cincy, Houston, 49ers, Chiefs, Seattle, Raiders, Rams, Texans, Chargers, Titans, Cardinals, Colts, Jets, Colts, Broncos, Titans.
Yeah, I need
Nothing
to.
overly, not a whole lot of overly powerful things coming out of that schedule. You don't see a Buffalo in there. I mean, yeah, you have Kansas City, but you don't see a Buffalo or a Baltimore or a Philadelphia or a Washington or something like that.
Right.
So,
We'll see what happens.
yeah,
Like I said, this is kind of like my schedule review for the year. We didn't do one. We
yeah.
didn't do one this year. We didn't do a full schedule breakdown. So this is kind of it. This is the way I'm breaking it down, and this is the way I see it.
Let's see. I do one right when the schedule comes out.
It's too early for that, I think.
So, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. It is gonna be fun. But
I'm ready.
we'll see what
Well,
happens next week.
actually, I just admitted that's a lie. I'm nowhere near ready.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll get
This
there.
kind of stuff is what allows me to kind of have that good mix in all the stuff that we're doing with the radio station and the new station that we bought and all that kind of stuff. Um, Anyone listening in or around Enterprise, Alabama, Retro FM 101.1 kicks off on Friday. So to go along with Retro FM 102.1 in Albany, Georgia. So yeah,
Sweet.
it's pretty cool. But it's with all the insanity with all that stuff and high school football starts this week and all that kind of deal. Doing this kind of stuff definitely, you know, keeps
Gives
my
your mind a
mind clear.
break.
It does.
Good. It should. I don't try to put stress on anyone here at the channel. I just kind
Yeah.
of say, hey, you got a show? Do it. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
and
know.
I apologize, folks. I still got to get this wrestling thing figured out. I'm just not exactly sure when. I don't know that Saturday mornings are going to work.
Uh,
So I'm just trying to figure it out.
it happens. You guys will figure it out. I know you guys are adults. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I know. I know this four-way fight's going to be interesting to watch.
Which one's that?
The one in Paris.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The
Well,
four-way fiddle.
yeah, it should be interesting. It should be very interesting.
I don't. Are the goons allowed to be at ringside for Rollins?
They haven't said anything that they couldn't, but they did. They've got a match that night too. They're supposed to be wrestling Jey Uso and Roman Reigns.
Or was it Jay in the title match?
Yeah, he is. So I'm wondering who they're going to put with Roman then.
I was going to say, wait a minute. I thought Jay was in that final four-way title match.
Yeah, he is. It's LA Knight, CM Punk, Jey Uso, and Rollins.
Right.
Yeah, then I'm not sure what they're going to do with that one because it was. There's been a couple things that are kind of turned around,
I think
and
yeah,
if I
I think
can,
it's getting out of hand a little bit with but it's giving us more to follow. It's not just a straight script anymore.
oh no, no. But the other
You know
part
what
of it
you know
is
what I'm saying? Like
there's
before, like when Rhodes was champ, it was just like kind of blow. Like we knew what was gonna happen. Now with all the new allegiances forming and everything, it's getting a little more interesting.
yeah, and I keep seeing, and this is just me,
Okay.
and I'm not quite sure. I haven't figured out how they do it, but in some way, shape, or form, Reed and Breaker turn on Rollins.
I'm not seeing that yet. I know it's going to happen, but
How many times have you seen Bronson Reed talk about that he took out Seth Rollins? That he tsunamied Seth Rollins 5 times and took him out. I know I've seen him say it at least 5 times in the last couple of months. That's got to be leading to something.
maybe we'll see. It is getting like I sense it. I mean, everyone keeps warning everyone of Heyman, which it's true. Heyman can
well,
be a.
especially now that you got Lesnar in the mix.
Oh, that's right. He did come back.
But
Like,
it's
does he
Lesnar
enter?
Cena.
Huh?
It's Lesnar Cena.
In Paris.
Uh-huh.
I think Lesnar took a break just to watch his daughter in the NCAA finals and all that.
Well, to a degree, yeah. I mean, he's never been a pro wrestling guy. He does it for the money, and that's it. I mean, okay, I don't I honestly was real surprised when he came that he was coming back because of all the other peripheral stuff outside of this, with that whole Janelle Grant deal with Vince and everything, that Lesnar was specifically named in that. Um, I was real surprised that he came back. Is he just there to fight Cena as part of this farewell tour and then he's going to go away? I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I
If
haven't really figured out what they brought Lesnar back for yet either.
Yeah. So I don't know with that. I mean, now granted, there's a couple of matches I would love to see Brock Lesnar against Gunther. I think that would be fantastic. Them two would beat the living snot out of each other. I'd love to see Braun Breaker against Lesnar. With that wrestling background and all that.
Right?
I think they would just beat the crap out of each other too. So I mean, there's a couple of things I'd like to see Lesnar do. I don't know. I don't know. But see, there's a big story that's developing that if it's the truth, is going to put a big chunk of what WWE has been doing for the last couple of months in a tailspin. But it
I don't
hasn't
know
been
anything about this.
verified. So it hasn't been verified, so I'm not going anywhere with it. But if it is legit, it's going to take a big chunk of what WWE's been doing and spin it around. It really is. So keep your eye on Twitter, Big Rich 8371. That when it does come out,
But yeah, Rich, we ready to call it a night here?
yeah, man, I think so. We did an hour 15, minute 15. There we go.
Why does OSU have only 2 games on Fox? And not is PSU going to be on the channel 11 WPXI?
Well, you got you got so many networks now. It's ridiculous. I mean, because you got Fox, you got Fox Sports. Well, plus you got FS1 that I think Ohio State's going to have a bunch of games on. Um, and they're going to be on ESPN. So
I don't know.
I
This
would
is
be willing
probably
to bet Ohio State. Well, here's the thing, though, and I don't know if you guys know this or not, but a little inside baseball here. When it comes to college football, there's a reason why you see all those TBD, 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 TBDs on the schedule. The reason why that is twofold. One, the NCAA has laid down the mandate that you do not have to announce what time the game is going to be until 10 days prior to the game. Also, it gives the networks a chance to do their little lottery. So let's say this is going to be the Big Ten. So let's use the Big Ten. The networks that are tied in with the Big Ten, the channels. So say you got Fox, FS1, ESPN, ESPN2, and CW. Okay. Well, they've got this rotation that goes, and they'll go, okay, ESPN, you've got first choice of games on this day. Which game do you want? What time? And then they'll go, okay, FS1, you're next. And they go through that way and they determine what time and they determine who's playing. So Ohio State and Penn State isn't until November 1st. It could be on any network. It could be on Fox. All of those Ohio State games, Josh, that you're thinking aren't going to be on Fox, could be on Fox or FS1 or ESPN or whatever. So don't lose hope because you won't know until 10 days out.
I didn't know that either. All right, so you can get me at Sports Talk Meet on Twitter, driving to the top on Twitter. You can also get me on the YouTube page, driving to the top productions. Hit that like, subscribe button, guys. Help us out. Leave comments, guys. Come on, talk to us. We'll talk back. We're not. We're not. We won't bite, as the people used to say back in the day.
Not too hard anyway.
But yeah, Tuesday night we got our next show. I guess me and Rab are doing a interview finally on Friday. I don't know if we've worked out a time yet or not, but supposedly we're doing that on Friday. So I don't know what that's like. I've never been in an interview with Rab. So
I did one with Rav a couple of months ago. It was really good, man. You got nothing to be concerned about. He's going to throw you softballs. We had a real nice conversation about a bunch of stuff. You'll have a great time with it, man. He does a really good interview. He really does.
I'll take your word on it, big guy.
I wouldn't steer you wrong, man.
Yeah, it's still an interview though. You still get a little,
You do, but Rav makes it where you're comfortable in what you're doing. He doesn't blind. It's not one of those where, he's going to ask you something that just is completely out in left field or something like that. It's all going to be good stuff. So
good. But yeah, Rich, how they find you, and we'll get out of here.
On Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it this week, Big Rich 8371. On Facebook, just my name, Rich Richardson. Monday, Two Tire Change, our NASCAR program here on the network. We'll talk about this week's races in Richmond, and we'll get ready for the Daytona races coming up. They'll be the last races before the playoffs. So we'll have a lot to talk about there. And then Tuesday night, of course, open mic night, our season preview for the AFC South and the NFC West, as well as wherever else the conversation goes. So, but man,
I don't think it's going to have time to go. I don't think it's going to have time to go anywhere else.
Well, that's true. But no, man, it's always fun. It is always fun for us to do this Still City Sports Talk too.
It's good for all of us, I think. I know Jeremy's internet didn't work last night, and that kind of sucked.
Yeah, his internet went wonky, and Jamie's was acting goofy for a minute there too.
Yes, it was. Sure was.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what the heck the deal was with all that, but we got it together.
Absolutely.
But anyways, man, we'll do this again next week, right?
Yes, sir. Tuesday night, I'll see you, and then Wednesday night, hopefully, a little more extra pirate talk.
There you go, man.
We will
You want me
see.
to wrap
We
this
will
thing up?
see.
You gonna wrap it up?
That's fine. It don't matter. I'll hit the end button. Hey guys,
All
everyone,
right.
thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments, and everybody have a good evening.
Night, y'all.